Daniel, shut the fuck up.
What a world, life is a bitch, what a girl.
Yo, yippee-ki-yay, mother... What?
What the hell was that?
My intros are getting better, bro.
That was better? I think we're regressing in terms of intros, but...
All right. This is Behind the Logo Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I am your host, Aideen Ahmad, here with my main man, Christoph Bozil.
How y'all doing?
Awesome.
It had a little ring to it.
Quick little shout out to our SoundCloud listeners. Quick little shout out to our viewers on YouTube. Love y'all. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for watching this thing grow, evolve. That's just what we're trying to do, make this thing better each and every week. Gonna get on more streaming platforms in the coming weeks.
Yes, sir.
Look out, follow us on our Instagram and IG. We have the Behind the Logo 23 on Twitter, Behind the Logo on Instagram. Go follow us, all updates. Starting Tuesday, actually, we're going to start a Blackout Tuesday thing on our Instagram, where not only will we be promoting black-owned businesses, we will also be remembering the black lives that were lost as a result of police brutality. We will be commemorating black athletes who are doing well in their fields. It's going to be everything black. Black is beautiful. Black is king.
All that, man.
Awesome. That's what we're rocking. So, with that being said, let's get into it.
Man.
Let's get into it.
This week was fun.
Yo, this week was amazing, bro. How was your week, by the way? Before we get into the sports, little friend checkup. How was your week, bro? How are you doing?
Bro, I feel bad because all I have to say is I go to work during the week. Like, other than that, I'm watching the games, trying to...
You low-key need to just take, like, one solid week off so I can get, like, an actual...
I'm thinking about it.
At that point, though, you probably would just be at your crib, like, vibing. Getting the work
like,
from
no
me and Madden and
extracurriculars
2K.
going on here. Well, how was your week, man?
I was chilling, bro. I actually didn't watch Hamilton this week, so a part of me is feeling like a little empty. I'm probably gonna watch it after.
You didn't play none of the bops, at least once on the car ride.
Oh, of course. Wait for it. Shout out to Leslie Odom Jr. You're the GOAT for that. But yeah, man, good week. Had a good time. Chilled, relaxed. Saw some friends. Like masks on always.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. This was a really good week. So with that being said, the week's always better when sports are back. NBA's finally in full motion. We have games that are counting now. There's so many places we can go from here. So just tell me where you want to go, bro. Let's get some cohesion.
Damn. Shit, I'll go favorite game.
Take me there.
Best game from the start of the season yesterday, correct? We're filming
Yes, sir.
this on
Yes, sir.
August 1st.
Well, start of the season on Thursday.
Start of the season on Thursday. Okay, so Lakers Clippers. Let's get right into it.
All right,
Lakers,
bro. Give me
Clippers.
takeaways, things you noticed, things you liked, things you didn't like. Hit me with it. Let's talk.
What I took away from it was, at first, I saw Lakers Clippers Western Conference Finals possibly going to 7.
Yeah.
With a fully stacked Clippers team, 5 or 6. Like
That team is dangerously deep.
It is.
Dangerously deep at every position but the center position. Anything you noticed specifically throughout the game? Anything you liked, didn't like?
I noticed the fact LeBron didn't really have a great game in terms of his performance.
Almost a triple-double.
But I'm expecting like 25, 9, and 9 from LeBron.
Fair.
And that's a lot to ask of him, but when it's him and AD, like they're supposed to be.
I was about to see. That's where I wanted to go, but I was gonna let you talk. AD definitely made up for whatever LeBron lacked.
Yeah, no, I forgot who it was who said it. I believe it was Shannon Sharp maybe, but they say that Anthony Davis is the deciding factor on that team, which was an interesting take to me at first, but now I see it. I get it. LeBron's just there to facilitate at this point.
And I agree with that to a certain extent. My thing is, I feel like I know what AD is going to bring to the table. I know what LeBron's going to bring to the table.
I feel like we should at this point.
The Lakers bench to me seems more of like an X factor. If Kuzma comes in, hits him, especially with Avery Bradley opting out.
Yeah. Rondo hurting his hand.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. I think depth is what's going to separate these two teams.
Yes, sir.
Right now, if you're asking me to predict off of Thursday's game who would win a series, I'm taking the Clippers.
Yeah.
Missing Lou Will, missing Montrezl Harrell, and still only losing by 2. And I could argue that Paul George got fouled by LeBron on that last play. I could argue it. I'm not going to, but I could.
How do you feel about
Go ahead.
LeBron's defense at the end of the game, though. That was pretty impressive.
That was the best defensive performance I've seen from LeBron since he was in Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like since Miami, LeBron was playing.
He seemed very engaged. He seemed locked in on the defensive end. I was very impressed from that. Offensively, I would have liked to see a little bit more aggression, taking it to the hole a little bit more, actually penetrating, kicking it out. But Kuzma had his shot falling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that was what really helped put them over the top. AD, I know what AD can do. Mm-hmm. Him putting up 32 doesn't surprise me because I know how good he is. But at the same time, I really think the X factor between these two teams is the bench. And given that, give me Clippers.
You know what that tells me about LeBron, though? The way I saw him locked in on defense? It tells me that bubble or no bubble, he's trying to add to his resume this year. He wants this ring.
Absolutely.
So I know in his mind, it starts with him setting the tone on the defensive end. So you think people on the Lakers are going to see LeBron playing D like that and not want to rally behind him?
LeBron is very cerebral. He's very aware of everything that's going on.
Smartest player in the NBA by far.
Maybe in NBA history. I'd be willing to argue that.
Yeah.
Taking it from that, though, what did you see from Paul George maybe? What did you see from Reggie Jackson? Like, who on the Clippers really, maybe not even surprised you, but who made you feel good about them going up against the Lakers in a series?
Paul George, like you said, and it's strictly because Paul George, when he was in Indiana, being the number one option, couldn't get it done. He was trying to get past LeBron like everyone else was. And in OKC, where he was arguably the first option on that team as well, with Russell Westbrook not having a jump shot, Paul George.
And yeah, Russell Westbrook's a facilitator, so, I could see. I would say he was 1B, Russell Westbrook 1A.
Yeah, that was like down the stretch. I wanted the ball in Paul George's hands. Not to discredit Russell Westbrook,
of course,
but now Paul George is in a system where he's the second option solidified, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you have anything against that.
He's the second option.
Second option.
Second option.
Yeah. So Kawhi being the first option, Paul George just has to sit back and drop his 30 and play his defense, and he looks comfortable, which I haven't seen him in a while. He's not. I feel like he's not forcing anything. He looked very natural. Every pull-up was just fluid.
Just feel the same way about Paul George the way I do about James Harden.
But James Harden is that guy on the Rockets. Imagine James Harden playing for like the Nets next season with KD.
No, I get you, and I think Paul George is a better complementary player than Harden is, just because Paul George is good at moving off the ball, plays good defense, so he can create his own.
Underrated even.
Yeah, he can create his own shot too as well. So he's a very versatile, well-rounded player. But when I say I see Harden in him is during the regular season, you got ice in your veins. You a baller. Mm-hmm. Come playoff time, PG-13 turns into just G-rated Paul. Like, he's not even PG anymore.
Rated E for everyone?
He is rated E for everyone.
Whoa.
James Harden is a bum in the playoffs. I'm willing to say a bona fide scrub in the playoffs. So I just look at this one game, and I'm trying not to overreact. I'm just trying to evaluate basketball for what it is, just basketball.
Definitely.
Good win for the Lakers. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a good enough win to make me confident that in a 7-game series you're going to beat this team, especially missing Montrezl Harrell, especially missing Lou Will. The Lakers looked sluggish. I will mention that as well. So I don't want to make it seem like they played their best basketball and only beat the Clippers by 2. They didn't. But
definitely.
With the Clippers being as shorthanded as they were, I expected a 10 to 15 point win to win on a last kind of can we talk about that rebound LeBron got for a second? That was crazy. That was so athletic.
It almost looked intentional.
Dude, I mean, you could argue it.
Yeah,
you could argue it because, dude, there's a picture that shows that his feet were still on the ground when the ball was about to hit the rim.
Yeah.
So to time that in your mind, that was impressive. That was a very incredible play. Elite. Don't want to get too hung up on this game. Any other games that you liked? You said that was your favorite. I'll give you my favorite. My favorite was actually, shout out to one Carmelo Anthony, but that Portland Grizzlies game was something to watch. That was the most entertaining basketball game I have seen in a long time, pre-quarantine.
Y'all gave Jared Dudley a job before Carmelo Anthony. You thought I forgot? Is that what you thought happened?
Dad!
Melo was sitting at home for months. 20 points was sitting at home.
Talk about it. Lala said, That part.
Dude, like, it's just incredible to me that people really, and no, I want the people who's hating to keep that same energy, bro.
Absolutely. Keep it. So let's overreact a little bit.
Let's do it.
How do you feel about Portland catching up to Memphis, grabbing that 8th seed?
I need it.
And, wait, sorry. How do you like them matching up against the 1 seed there?
See, I believe Memphis catching that AC, it's a good, nice little story, I guess. You know, rookie Ja Morant leading the team to the 8th seed.
Yeah. Baller.
But it's a sweep. No, Ja Morant, special, very special. Possibly one of the most athletic guard I've seen in a while, other than Russell Westbrook. Even more. So
I think he's a better shooter than Westbrook, too.
Yeah, no. He's going to be special one day. He's special now, but that's a sweep right now in the playoffs.
Okay.
And Portland is just going to go in there and they match up a lot better with the Lakers, I feel. They have guys who can bang down low with Anthony Davis.
Who's guarding Dame?
Exactly. Rondo's out.
I like CJ over Danny Green. Avery Bradley opting out is so big, dude.
Yeah, no,
it's so big. But shout out to Carmelo Anthony. Dude had an amazing game. Hit some clutch buckets. Just such an entertaining game. It seems like defense didn't travel with all the players to the bubble in Orlando.
No, and I noticed that too. Did you notice a lot of falls happening?
Interesting.
Like I saw a lot of people like touch earth a little bit.
Interesting.
Like,
yo, guys got to get their legs back.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time, but these guys are professionals at the end of the day, and the fact that we're seeing games combined for over 200 points.
Crazy.
Dallas, Houston at halftime. I think the score was like 80 to 77 or something like that.
300 in points.
Dude, I think the final score was 153 to 149, I believe.
That's 300.
Get me a little fact check on that. Yeah, I believe that's 300. So, dude, that game was so good.
No.
But I just wanted to say, my favorite game, Memphis Portland. I loved what the Grizzlies brought to the table. Brought a lot of energy. It's what I expected from them. They're a gritty young team. They're gonna fight. And to a point that we made earlier in this podcast, and me and you were actually talking about it a little before. I remember saying, I think the veterans and their experience is really going to help. It's really going to help facilitate the game of basketball.
Yeah.
From the sense of, like, how do I want to put this? From the sense of, I've been here before. Mm-hmm. I'm used to the crowd. You can take that away. I'm just built for this professional game of basketball. I will be fine.
Yeah.
But what we're actually seeing is young players are actually coming into their element.
Yeah.
And I actually want you to get into a point you made off air while we were talking about why you think young players are excelling so much in this environment.
Because to LeBron's point in a press conference before the bubble, it's just one big-ass AAU tournament with 30-year-olds. And guys like De'Aaron Fox, who had a career high last night, I believe.
39 points on 52%.
Amazing. Ja Morant looks comfortable.
You know, I have people trying to convince me that Lonzo Ball is better than De'Aaron Fox.
What?
I just had to say that. Like, continue.
Are you allowed to name drop these people?
I'm gonna keep them anonymous for their sake.
Oh wow. Who are you? Anyway. So guys like those younger cats, I feel are more comfortable in a setting like this. No fans. They're just playing in an empty arena. They're hooping. It's like LA Fitness runs to them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I feel as if the pressure for some of those guys like a Damian Lillard who have made it to the not quite the top of the mountain, but almost got there so many times before. James Harden. Yeah. Those guys have underlying pressure that not a lot of these young guys have. Because at the end of the day, the thing that I feel like
legacy things.
Yeah, the legacy is what's mattering now. That's why, to my point earlier, LeBron is playing like an animal on defense. Yeah. These younger cats, they're just out there hooping, and it's like if we get the dub, if we make the ship, we do. If not, we'll be back for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with the sentiment behind young players are more almost in their element now. I really thought veterans translating from no fans to just a gym would actually help. But looking at it, I actually think some veterans become reliant on that fan energy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like
they become
Westbrook.
Yes. So it's more on now the bench to hype your team up. Mm-hmm. And with young guys, I think it's actually easier to do that. It's easier to prove I saw when I was watching Milwaukee Boston, Giannis's brother is on the bench just absolutely hyping the hell out of his team, dude. And I love to see that. I love the energy that these young teams are bringing to this bubble. It makes it very entertaining and just great basketball.
And you know what else I noticed? And maybe this is just over speculation, but I'm seeing a lot of role players, guys who you don't really see handle the ball like that, taking some pretty confident shots. Not to say that this doesn't
Got any
happen
examples off the top of your head?
DiVincenzo from the Bucks. He made someone touch earth.
Kemba.
He made Kemba touch
earth.
There was a play at the end of the Houston game where a guard from Dallas.
Was it Trey Burke?
Was it Trey Burke?
Name the play.
I think he drove baseline. It was in overtime. There was like maybe 40 seconds left on the clock. Instead of going to Luka, instead of going to Porzingis, this man drives in and throws some bullshit off the. Not to say that this doesn't happen in regular league, but I do see a little bit more confidence.
Interesting.
With the lesser known players.
And I actually like that contrast you just did. A young player putting someone on the ground and then a young player messing up. I think that was really nice. That was really good. So, speaking of the Dallas-Houston game, any thoughts? Because you also mentioned Harden has a little bit more pressure on him to succeed in this type of environment. I want to ask why you think that, and then kind of go into how you feel about how he played last night, and do they even tie in?
So, my thing with James Harden is he's one of the most amazing scorers I've ever witnessed, like with eye contact. Unfortunately,
that is an extremely accurate statement that I have ever witnessed.
Like that I've witnessed.
I've been alive.
I didn't get to see.
Yes.
Many Jordan games, like, and if I did, I was a baby.
Absolutely,
in a
it's all tape now. It's film.
It's all film to me. Like, but seeing what he does live is just, like it leaves me in awesome.
Fam, yeah, he split a double team and hit a Euro step, and I was just in my chair,
like not even that, bro. The shot to bring them within 2 at the end of regulation. Literally walks up to a double team.
They were down actually 7, and he hit it to put them down 4.
Yes,
that shot was underrated.
That shot was big.
Yes,
it was.
Yes,
very
I'm happy
big.
You brought that up.
So it's just, I know how deep his bag goes, and the fact that he just can't find it in the playoffs, it just hurts. So. I'm hoping that this is the year, but do I think it will be with a team like the Clippers, with a team like the Lakers? I don't see James Harden leading a team past LeBron, no matter who's on it.
So, okay, and before I go into a deeper point, I want to say, James Harden, you had a good game, bro. James Harden fans, are you satisfied? This is what he always does. He's going to give you 40, 45 points in the regular season.
Average 40. He's
going to hit big shots in the regular season. People love to bring up that shot he hit against the Warriors. Let's just note that was the regular season. That was the regular season.
Low-key, weren't people saying the same thing about Jordan in the beginning of his career? Like when he was just
getting scoring
titles.
But then, what did he do to prove them wrong?
He started winning rings in year 8.
Year 8. And how many years has James Harden been in the league?
OKC back in.
I believe he was drafted in 2012.
Really?
Or 2011.
No, he wasn't a rookie in 2012 because we played them in the finals, and he was
he was a couple years in. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna need a fact check on that. But to get off that, first of all, don't even put Michael Jordan and James Harden in the same breath. Don't disrespect Michael Jordan like that. Don't disrespect the GOAT like that.
Guys, we're talking about scoring.
But I'm also talking about we also saw Jordan drop 63 on the Celtics in the playoffs. I haven't seen Harden have a playoff performance that.
2009?
Yeah. Okay. Bad. Cool. I haven't seen a playoff performance where James Harden shut me up and made me think, that guy's actually here to win. All this regular. I actually have a great. Wait. Before you go.
Yeah.
I have a great story to perfectly illustrate the type of guy James Harden is.
Okay.
So one of my friends, actually the same one that told me Lonzo Ball was better than De'Aaron Fox. So
I gotta meet this guy.
I hate to kind of try to restock his credibility now, but
is he a mutual friend?
He is. he went to a Orlando Magic Houston Rockets game. Mm-hmm. James Harden at the time had 44 points. This is in the fourth quarter. The Houston Rockets are, I believe, up 16. He told me. Mm-hmm. Why is James Harden in the game? I'll leave that for you guys. To discuss. Up 16, you have 44 points. Why are you? Okay, but whatever. James Harden gets fouled. No surprise there. Goes to the line. He looks over at his bench and goes like this. 6.
What that mean?
He had 6 more points to score to get to 50.
Oh.
And he was aware of that. James Harden is a stat padder. Mike D'Antoni is aware of this. Mike D'Antoni lets James Harden get his stats. So all y'all talking to me about James Harden's stats, understand that his system that he is in is designed for him to put up the numbers he puts up. Also, he's in the game to pad stats late in the game. So when I see him put up 40, when I see him put up 50, I have to question. I need more context. When I put James Harden scoring into context, it's just not impressive.
Okay, but
it's just
in
not.
Context, he dropped, how many last night?
49? He had 44, 49. He had 40.
He had 49 last night, and the game went to OT. So technically,
regular season. Like at the end of the day, it all comes back to the fact that it's in the regular season. Like,
True.
and last night isn't. I'm not using last night to supplement my argument. This is just the point I'm making on Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, he proved me wrong. Efficiency. You hit a clutch bucket when you were down 7 to bring your team. Like, you did everything I want to see from you.
Whoa.
I want to see you do in the playoffs. Why don't you do it in the playoffs?
Whoa.
Why doesn't your game translate? Because teams actually start locking in.
I will say this.
Also, before I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Dallas is atrocious defensively. So
no defensive.
Russell Westbrook put up 31. Like not to say he's not a great scorer, but just people were putting up numbers last night.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kristaps Porzingis had 39. Like buckets were being dropped last night. Last night was not a defensive effort. James Harden is a scorer. Last night was a game that fits the type of it fit him. Go ahead. Sorry, I just had to get that.
No,
off.
I was just saying. It might be different this year in terms of
Why?
the team is different.
How?
In years past, James Harden hasn't done it because he had a team like Dwight Howard, Jeremy Lin. Remember that squad?
Chris Paul.
Chandler Parsons.
What happened to Chris
No,
Paul?
I'm referring to the 2012
The Kevin
squad.
McHale days.
The Kevin McHale days.
Okay.
And then fast forward to Mike D'Antoni. He has Chris Paul, who's not really he's Chris Paul
Be
is
careful how you talk about Chris Paul right now.
no. You see the jersey. You see the Hornets,
Be
man.
careful how you talk about Chris Paul.
Look, I just think that Chris Paul is not one of those guys who teams game plan for in terms of don't let this guy go out and get buckets. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, teams like let Chris Paul do his thing and then let's shut down James Harden. That's kind of what I felt like they were doing in the playoffs, which is why they almost beat the Warriors until Chris Paul went down. You know what I'm saying? So now that you have a guy like Russell Westbrook, they're like, you have to contain him. You can't contain James Harden and Westbrook. One of them is going to get 40. You know what I'm saying? And if James Harden can't make it past that last, he can't get to the finish line with this team, then I'll hang it up and say he just can't do it.
How much does the atmosphere play into how much pressure is or isn't on Harden to win? And lack of fans.
I don't think in terms of the fans, when it comes to Harden, I don't think he really, like you said, he had 39 last night on damn near perfect shooting. I don't think the fans is an issue for him. But I think once it comes playoff time, because, we're going to see the Rockets in the playoffs, it's going to be about how bad does he not want his legacy to go down as he was a great scorer, but that's all he was.
His legacy is already shaping up to be that to me.
He's still pretty young.
All right. Well, okay. How do you defend how do you defect the lack of translation of his game into the playoffs? Like, how do you explain that then?
Honestly, I don't think it's a lack of production. I think, honestly, I don't know how we would find this information, but what he's averaging in the playoffs, I'm sure it's north of 25 a game.
Okay, but we know he's going to get the numbers. But I just explained to you why.
No, but I understand. No, I'm talking about in the playoffs.
Yeah, he stat pads then too.
But like I said, playoffs are different. Teams game plan differently.
Exactly.
So teams are saying, let James go out, and then we'll just make sure the rotation players don't get hot. Because that's how Houston was. Like, they were relying on their role players to be hitting from deep.
I think they still are, though. Like, what's really changed about that? If anything, more so now because they don't have Capella to clean up the boards. Did you watch how many boards they gave up last night?
The reason they gave up Capella is because they're committing to small ball, and having Russell Westbrook on your team allows that. there were so many plays last night where I saw Westbrook clean up his own mess. You know, second chance points. High energy point guard guy. That's not Chris Paul. So it's literally just teams are now going to be like, we can't, you know, oh, don't let James Harden go out and get his 40. Oh, shit, wait, we got to worry about Westbrook too. And then add that with rotation players like Robert Covington, PJ Tucker, who can get hot from three.
Austin Rivers.
Hey,
I actually like Daniel House a lot. Denwell House.
You know what's funny? I actually,
like
you know, like you have a random player who you like randomly don't fuck with.
Okay.
Austin Rivers is that player for me.
You're just salt.
No.
You wish you were him.
No.
Because
in what
think
sense?
about it. He grew up in Florida. You wish you could hoop like him at the time where he was hooping.
Stop
like,
it.
stop. You wish
Stop
you were
it.
his height.
No, okay.
You're just
you want to know what it is?
You're just,
no, you want to know what it
jealous.
is? You want to know what it is? He would not have a job right now if it wasn't for his father.
No, he was the best high school player I personally have ever seen. He was the best high school player I've ever watched.
Listen.
Fam.
So you're saying
when he was putting Austin Rivers was that guy. So you're saying Austin Rivers was that guy in high school. So you're saying
when in his, I think it was sophomore season when he was putting up 5 a game in LA. You're
Bro,
you're
I'm
telling
not
me he
talking
deserved,
about him as an NBA player.
No. But I'm saying as an NBA player, like you know how if I give it like 2 or 3 years maybe before like you like either you're gonna be in the league for a long time or you're not. Like Norris Cole got those ships and then now he's out.
I miss Norris Cole.
I do. I miss. Shout out to Norris Cole, man.
I miss you, Norris. Hope your high top fade is
How the
doing
rings
well.
doing, man? How's the van? But anyway, so no, I was saying that Austin Rivers, when he was averaging 5 points a game on the Clippers, somehow signs an extension for how much? When guys like Jeff Green,
He's a great role player, dude.
Guys like Jeff Green keep signing 1-year deals.
Jeff Green's he's a journeyman, bro. Jeff Green is kind of one of those guys that fits in with almost every team. So I mean, he's gonna bounce around.
I don't know.
He's a great
Don't get me
trade
wrong.
piece
Austin Rivers is lit now, and he has been for the last couple of years. But I'm saying the only reason he got that opportunity was because of his dad.
Stop.
And I don't fuck with that.
Stop. I disagree with that, but
I feel that.
We'll get into that another time. Anything else on the NBA, bro? Memphis, Portland, Clippers, Lakers, Dallas, Houston.
Did we talk about
How you feel about Jason Tatum?
Shit, man.
Jason Tatum. What happened to Jason Tatum?
Man played like buns.
What happened?
Doodle.
Why? Well, I thought he was next up.
I don't know what happened.
Hey, man. I mean, here's what I'll say about the whole Jason Tatum thing. Jason Tatum, if you are listening by any chance, you're a superstar, bro. You are next up.
I won't deny that.
You and Luka and Trae Young, you guys are the next
future.
generation of ballers.
Throw Zion in there, man.
I understand having to
Ja.
leave your newly born son to come play basketball is something that can mess with your head. I am not holding I'm not holding that Milwaukee-Boston game. I'm not holding Jason Tatum's performance against him. It was bad. He does deserve some blame. But one game, I've seen what he can do consistently. You're still young. I understand emotionally. This kind of went into my veteran point. He plays into the young guy who's kind of still trying to figure out how to cope with a whole new environment, an entirely new setting. You feel me? It's going to take time to get some rhythm. It's going to take some time. I'm not holding him, but I am blaming the loss to Milwaukee on you. I am blaming it on you.
To my point, where I say the veterans are more worried about their legacies at this point, and the rookies are just out there hooping, I feel that Jason Tatum is kind of like in a Goldilocks zone where
Explain.
he is an ascending superstar with pressure starting to build.
Okay.
But he's still one of the younger guys who
Absolutely.
has a lot.
21, I believe.
Yeah, he has a lot more to prove in this league. But as of right now, and especially coming off a 4 or 5 months hiatus of no basketball,
Your son was just born, man.
where the entire time you just have Celtics fans and even just NBA fans saying, oh, Jason Tatum's next up. He's going to be special. He's that guy on the Celtics. So I can see how during this, hiatus, he probably was just thinking the whole time, when I come back, I got to hoop.
Yeah.
And it actually looked like he was forcing it.
Yes, I did notice that.
He looked mentally
I did
checked
notice
out,
that.
like-
And see, that's something that it takes a basketball eye to notice.
Yeah.
Like, I saw him make some moves where it was like, okay, you're trying to establish your rhythm, and
Yeah.
it just never happened.
It just didn't.
Just never happened.
Wasn't dropping.
Giannis is a beast. Just give him the MVP award,
Fucking
bro.
freak of nature.
Just give him the MVP award. Braun, I do love you. You had a great season. You're definitely second, but just give that man the MVP. You can't win an MVP award, get better, and not win the MVP. Like,
You know what slays me when it comes to Giannis?
What's good?
Like, There's been so many players in the league who have made a living off of, driving the basketball, being
having like no real shot.
Yeah, having no real shot, but like the rate which he's doing it at, the numbers,
bro. And I'll be honest, more impressive. Bless you. More
Thank you.
impressive than anything are his assists. He actually is a great facilitator.
Crazy.
I'm like, it helps that his team is designed for him to drive, kick out for the three. Those are most of his assists, but credit to the Bucks organization for identifying that and surrounding him with the best team possible. Something that the Rockets seem to not be able to do. Something that the Celtics don't even seem to be able to do.
Legit. Imagine an alternate universe where Giannis had to pull up like KD.
Oh my.
Like
well, that's why. I mean,
is he better than KD at that point?
No. If he has a jumper, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's why KD is to me the best scorer we have ever seen ever.
Facts.
We'll get into that later episode, but because I could go in on that. Shout out to Kevin Durant, the Durantula, my dog. Thoughts on Zion sitting the last 15 minutes of the Pels Utah game? Any thoughts,
but he looked pissed. He looked pissed on that bench.
I mean, I would be, because this is almost as if like this feels like a repeat of the San Antonio game when he debuted.
Yeah, that's what. And it's funny you say that because I thought about bringing that up, but I didn't know that you were on the same page. Like, do you remember that game? Like, they could have won that game.
They could have, absolutely.
So, the fact that you could see from the couple of games Zion has sat, but he got some playing time in them. Like, he's the deciding factor for this team already. Like, and it's not
he's
even
a difference
question.
maker,
Like,
dude.
obviously, if he plays those games, they win.
Yeah.
But that makes the question: are the Pelicans trying to win at this point? Like,
I don't think it's safe to ask. Excuse me. I don't think it's safe to ask that question after one game. Simply because I have a theory.
It does in their position.
Simply because I have a theory, though.
What's the theory?
So we're aware that Zion left the bubble to deal with some form of emergency.
Yep.
It was reported to us, the public, as a family thing. Mm-hmm. I am under the belief that Zion Williamson is not as healthy as we have been led on to believe. How much proof I have on that? Not much. When I have proof, this is speculation.
Conjunction.
I want to preface it with that. For him to leave the bubble the way he did and then come back, the comeback was hyped up. I didn't hear anything that led me to believe that his comeback would be limited, or the comeback in general of Zion Williamson would be limited. There was nothing out there that led me to believe that. Then Zion gets sit during the last, I believe he only played 15 minutes. Yeah, okay, thank you. And then to go from that post-game press conference, Alvin Gentry is saying, we listened to our medical professionals. We received advice and we followed it. That now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. So you left the bubble, you come back, and all of a sudden you're not playing.
You're on a minutes restriction.
Yeah, you're being it's almost as if you're not 100% healthy.
Yeah.
I'm under the belief that something went wrong while Zion during quarantine, maybe while he was training or something got a little tweaked. Mm-hmm. He went to a specialist to see how bad it really was. Mm-hmm. Specialist said, yo, you going to be all right, but take it a little bit easy at first. So I don't think it's anything serious. I think it's maybe a sprain.
Yeah, because
maybe a slight tear, nothing crazy.
But it makes sense though, because why risk?
That's weird.
Why risk the future of your organization for an eighth seed? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if he's hurt, I get you.
Speaking of which, all this talk about the Pelicans, we have to bring up Brandon Ingram. Special.
Yo.
He's looking special.
Most improved player of the year?
Bam can't get it.
Dude, here's
Bam
the thing.
doesn't deserve it.
Bro, here's the thing.
We need more hardware, man.
If we're literally going by the definition of the award, most improved, I think it is Bam.
Yeah.
But I think the award comes with whose production improved the most. Like, whose production improved, not your skill necessarily.
Yeah.
And I think from BI to go from I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but for him to go from what he was doing on the Lakers,
he was mighty
in his
average.
first year with the Pelicans to ascend the way he ascended, he's got my vote, man. The guy is a hooper. He is
different.
A poor man's Kevin Durant.
He's different. The Slim Reaper.
He is a poor man's Kevin Durant.
Since Kevin Durant don't want that name, can we give it to Brandon Ingram, the Slim Reaper?
Why doesn't he want that name?
I don't know. He said he doesn't like the size. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, Slim Reaper. People.
KD, stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Stop.
That's the
Stop it,
most
bro.
lit.
Come
Other
on.
than
That's
Shannon
lit.
Sharp
That's a lit name.
called,
It's really not a diss.
You heard what Shannon Sharp called Lemon Pepper Williams?
Hey, shout out to Unc, man.
Bro.
Shout out to Shannon Sharp. You're the GOAT, bro.
Shout out
Real
to
talk.
Lou Will, bro. Left the bubble to go to Magic City.
Speaking
Obviously,
of,
that's terribly out of context, but still, like.
Honestly, though, can you blame the man? I heard those wings are stupid fire.
I heard.
Yo,
Kenny
I would do
Smith-
some nasty things for some good wings.
Kenny Smith said he was there for the legs and the thighs.
Hey, I mean, a man's got to get what a man's got to get, bro.
Hey.
Hey, Lou Will, I ain't going to hold you, but I will say you should have been in that game against the Lakers, but you chose to party. It is what it is, bro. Speaking of the bubble, though, we've seen the NBA kind of really successfully handle this whole coronavirus thing.
Yep.
The bubble I think it's thriving. I think it's a very successful. I don't think they've lost any entertainment value. Like, things are really looking good for the NBA. The NHL, they kind of created their own bubble. 0 reported cases or whatever.
WNBA as well.
WNBA, shout out to the WNBA.
Yeah, man.
We have not had a segment on y'all yet. Trust me, we're getting to that. It's coming soon.
Wait, actually, no. We can't just skip through that. There was
That bucket? You talking about that bucket?
the
Sabrina Ionescu? Yo, Sabrina Ionescu's a baller, dog.
Different.
Brianna Stewart is a baller,
Different.
dog. Like, Sue Bird, I mean, a little older in the game, baller. Diana Taurasi. One thing I actually learned about the WNBA that I think is cool, every major statistical category leader is still currently active in the league.
Right.
How cool is that?
It's pretty amazing actually, but isn't it because the league is somewhat still kind of fresh?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But speak up, man. You talk so damn low. But what I wanted to get to though with the whole thing is we've seen the NBA and hockey handle this thing so well.
Yeah.
The NFL, I've seen them already start to place restrictions in the locker room. I saw my Detroit Lions, they put up those glass things to kind of separate the plexiglass or whatever. MLB, man. Our hometown Marlins, my team. Coronavirus outbreak. Why do you think this is happening? What have they done differently that these other leagues have done? And just give me your thoughts on this, bro.
I don't see the precautions being taken.
Why these dudes are traveling willy-nilly, bro?
Yeah, like there's no excuse for the NBA, which is currently in a bubble. Every team is there on the same campus. They had no reports of positive tests for the last week.
And just look how swiftly they handle Rashawn Holmes leaving the bubble. Lou Will, it's just so on point.
But you look at the MLB and you're getting at least 2 more cases reported every day.
Dude, and it's crazy. So I read something that when the Marlins were in Atlanta, this was a report on Yahoo.com that I read yesterday. While the Marlins were in Atlanta, they were apparently just at the hotel bars. They were chilling, not really taking precautions. Dudes were chilling. One other thing I've learned is that the MLB, with this whole thing, they've made it so that, like, a rule that they've put in place is that if you test positive, the player has the choice in whether or not they can play that game after testing positive. I just don't understand. I just don't understand what Rob Manfred is doing. Rob Manfred, you're a fucking idiot, bro.
That's such a health hazard.
Yo, the MLB commissioner is actually a fucking idiot. And I'm actually upset about it because, dude, I was very excited for baseball to come back.
And now the season might just be...
the players were getting so much fucking heat for not wanting to return because of this exact thing. They did not feel as if the right precautions were in place. The players did not want to enter a situation where their money that they were making was decreased, but risk was increased. What fucking sense does that make? So now, Rob Manfred, shit is on your hands. Shit is on your fucking head, you dumb fuck. How are you gonna create an environment where players are literally exposed almost at all times?
Talk to him.
I'm just in a place where, I love baseball, and I'm fucking heated that I know, I'm predicting the future. The season's gonna fucking get canceled.
What else?
Go Marlins. Nah, but man, I mean, the number has increased up to 21. Now the Cardinals have reported a couple cases. I mean, we're up to 15 games that are being postponed due to the commissioner's inability to properly protect his employees.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're his employees.
Do you think
I'm upset, man. I'm upset.
Do you think what's going on with the MLB correlates to the NFL and those players opting not to play?
Well, yes and no. I think the NFL is in a very unique position with this whole thing. They have so much time to evaluate how other leagues are handling it.
The luckiest league.
So if you don't get it right, that's on you.
Yeah.
With the players opting out, I think it sort of ties into our Jason Tatum point. Him having a son recently. I know Marquise Goodwin recently posted something wanting to be with family, and I'm never gonna hate on someone choosing family over their career. Like, no, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna hate on someone choosing safety over their career. At the end of the day, we have to realize these guys played sports for our entertainment.
Facts.
They have every right to say, I'm done with this. Or for even one season say, yo, I want to take a year off. You have every right to do that. Do you decrease your prospects of ever returning to the league? Of course. But that's a risk that you must assume as an athlete.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I mean, I'm extremely upset at the way the MLB has handled this entire situation. I do believe baseball will get canceled because no other provisions have been put in place. I don't see why another team wouldn't experience a rise in cases.
Yeah.
You can test all you want. All testing is going to do is confirm whether or not you. But exactly, you're not constricting any environments. You're just letting people roam freely.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, up to the point where not even every player that reaches base is wearing a mask once they reach. It's like your rules are so shoddy and shitty. Y'all should have never started the season in the first place because shit's about to get canceled. And y'all about to lose much more money than y'all thought y'all was about to lose. So it's like, do it right. Don't do it quickly.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, doing it right is much more important. That's why.
You saw how many different notifications we got during the whole NBA hiatus?
Yes. Adam Silver is always ahead of the fucking game.
Shout out Adam Silver.
Shout out to Adam Silver. I'm not sure who the commissioner of the NHL is, but if I can get a fact check on that, shout out to you. Like, you fucking handled this thing incredibly well. Fuck you, Rob Manfred. Fuck you piece of shit. Fuck, man. Fucking my Marlins, man. I miss them, dude. I miss them.
Man, it sucks.
Fuck. We got the heat, though.
We got the heat, though. You already know what it is, man. It sucks, though, because we got to piss you off 2 topics back to back.
I know, bruh. Today's not my fucking day.
It's not.
Today's not my fucking day.
It's not. Tell them what we talking about.
Yo. Speaking of organizations being all fucking out of whack, what the fuck are the players of the NFL on right now?
Hating ass niggas.
What's really happening, bro? What's really happening? All right, first of all, let me just say something. Every team in the NFL should have at least one player on the NFL top 100.
Well,
bro, these guys are way too talented. These guys are way too good at what they do for every team not to have one player on that list.
I'm trying to think of a team, but I can't.
Exactly. It's way too hard to think of a team who doesn't have one guy who belongs in the top 100. For the Lions to not have one player in the top 100 is blasphemous. You know why? Because I can take a poll out of 1,000 NFL scouts, and none of them will tell me that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford.
What about Kyler Murray? What about Dak Prescott? Bro.
Dak Prescott. Fuck you. You're not better than Matt Stafford.
Look at me.
Kyler Murray. Fuck you. You're not better than Matt Stafford. Carson Wentz. Fuck you. You're not better than Matt Stafford. Matt Ryan. Fuck you. You're not better than Matt Stafford. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
First of all,
I came here to talk, bro. I came here to talk today.
This is officially my 2-week.
I came here to talk today.
My 2-week resignation letter to Behind the Logo because fuck you. Fuck your microphone. Fuck the Jack Daniels. Matter of fact, let me get some of that for the shit I'm about to get into.
Let's go.
Carson Wentz.
Pour him up. Pour him up. Pour him up.
Left off of the NFL. Voted by the players, not in the
What are the
top
players on,
100.
Bro? What are the players on? Are players on bullshit? Are players on bullshit? Are players on bullshit?
Listen, man.
I need you to basically scream right now.
Dak Prescott.
You know what? Is my Matt Stafford take hot?
It's
Is Matt Stafford not better than Matt Ryan? Is Matt Stafford not better than, like, Josh Allen, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dak Prescott? I don't believe Matt Ryan was on the list, so Matt Ryan got a little disrespected too. But, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Listen. Dak Prescott was number 46 on that list. What's better?
Suck my dick.
What's better, 9-7 or 8-8?
9-7 in playoffs.
Right?
9-7 in playoffs over 8-8 and no playoffs. I'll take that any day.
Dak Prescott threw for 900 more yards than Carson Wentz. Just 900. Nothing special.
Cheers, my brother. Did you already take it?
Oh, I didn't pour it myself. I'll drink the whole cup.
All right. Shout out.
Listen to me. Dak only threw for 3 more touchdowns than Carson did last season. His completion percentage was only 4 points higher.
That throw that Carson Wentz made to Miles Sanders in the back of the end zone against the Washington Redskins in Washington. Oh, I'm sorry. The Washington football team. I'm sorry, the Washington football team.
Washington football team.
I'm sorry.
That's the official name, guys.
Dak could never in his dreams make a throw like that.
When you're behind the number 1 offensive line in the NFL, when you have a top 5 running back.
That's my Zeke argument.
When you have Amari Cooper, when you have Michael Gallup, Jason Witten, and you're only number 46?
Jeez.
That's crazy. But the guy who's at number 46, who had similar stats to someone who didn't make the list, who had no wide receivers last year. Did you know the Eagles led the league in drop passes last year?
I actually didn't know. I thought it was the Patriots.
His completion percentage is only 3% less than Dak Prescott, and we led the league in drop passes.
Bro, who was your number 1 receiver last year? Who were the Eagles' number 1 receiver? How many? Coming in on the fact check. I believe you have to take a shot, my friend.
What's going on?
Yeah,
what's
you have
going
to take
on?
a shot. Daniel, what's good? What's good?
We got a fact check.
I'm ready to
no,
pour.
please check me.
But what's good?
Because I did my research. What's going on?
We're gonna keep talking right now, but we have a fact check, and apparently it reports that Christoph must take a shot, so we're gonna do that.
Oh, so he's saying Dolphins were number 1 in drop passes last year.
The Eagles were not number 1 in drop passes last year, and neither were the Patriots. But I wasn't trying to make a crazy point, so I don't think I got to take a shot either. I said I think.
Look,
hey, Eagles were not number 1 in drop passes. But I'm with you on Greg Ward Jr. I think was your best receiver.
I can't make
Deshaun
this
was
up.
hurt all year. Alshon
But
Jeffries
do you hear
washed.
what I'm saying, though? The stats are basically identical, and our number 1 option at the receiving position is Zachary Ertz.
Yes. Not to say he's a shabby number 1 option, but your tight end should.
We have a committee running back. We have a running back committee. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Our O-line was riddled with injuries.
And you still made the playoffs.
We still made the playoffs. Carson still made the playoffs.
How many times did you guys beat the Cowboys last year?
Once?
I believe it was twice.
They got us.
Okay, it was once.
They got us
in the home game in Philly. Y'all beat them. You're right.
So my point being that you can't make this up.
Get your shit off, bro.
You can't make this up. What are the players in the NFL like? What do they have against Carson at this point? He played all 16 games. It can't be because of injury. Dak Prescott was number 46.
What happened in the playoffs, bro? It's not regular season. Players just vote. And what happened in the playoffs? What happened in the he's always hurt, bro.
On the list?
Ryan Tannehill was number.
What the fuck did Ryan Tannehill do that puts him above Carson Wentz?
Ryan Tannehill was number 70. Daniel, shut the fuck up.
Ryan Tannehill was number 70?
Bro, Josh Allen was number 81. So Jimmy Garoppolo is 45. Just to put this list into some context, we take 45? They said Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback after that performance we saw him put on. Jimmy Garoppolo is the reason they lost the Super Bowl.
He's
Let me just say that.
He's a game manager. So is Ryan Tannehill. I don't understand how
managers are more important than playmakers.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how game managers have made this list over playmakers, like a Matthew Stafford, like a
I've never
Carson
seen
Wentz.
Jimmy Garoppolo make a throw like Carson Wentz. I've seen Matt Stafford make some Pat Mahomes-esque throws. Like I've seen Carson Wentz make throws that don't just get enough credit.
Let's not just stick to who's off and who's at the bottom. Pat Mahomes is number 4. The highest paid player in league history is number 4.
Bro, I honestly told this to Daniel the other day. I was like, the quarterback is the most important position in football. If you are the best quarterback, you are the best player. Lamar Jackson is a top 3 quarterback, I would say.
But he's not number 1.
He's not number 1. Mahomes is easily the best quarterback in the league right now.
You
Russell
could tell
Wilson is number 2.
You could tell a lot by a list by the number 1 position. And
honestly, can I bring up something just off the quarterbacks real quick?
Go ahead.
Is Aaron Donald overrated, bro?
No.
At
At his best, he's it's just because the Rams have had such mediocre play
I mean, they
recently.
had a Super Bowl the year before last.
And what happened?
I mean, they lost 10-3. It was a defensive.
They didn't score a touchdown. But
yes.
how impressive is that?
Aaron Donald's fault?
No. You said is he overrated? Correct. He held Tom Brady to how many points?
The only touchdown they scored was the Sony Michel 4-yard run.
Exactly. So.
And I mean, Tom Brady made a big throw to Rob Gronkowski, but
I think Aaron Donald had a lot to do with that.
One thing that Daniel brought up to me is he's the most double-teamed defensive end, so it's hard for him to get his shit off.
It's funny because I think Jared Goff is on the list. Is he on the list, or am I tripping?
I think you're tripping.
I think I'm tripping. Okay,
yeah, keep talking though.
Okay, if he's on the list, then I'm pretty much dead.
I mean, bro, my thing is give me Josh Allen's 89, by the way, not 81. I said that. Give me Jared Goff over Josh Allen.
Are you taking Kyler Murray right now over Matt Stafford or Carson Wentz?
No.
What has he done for
Not
people
at
to
all.
assume he's top 100 already?
Jared Goff is not on the list.
He's not on the list. Okay.
He's not. So, I mean, so many good quarterbacks. I'm just what is it? Is this list a season thing or is this list a talent thing? I'm so confused.
I think it's just a popularity contest amongst NFL players.
So if we're talking popularity, whose name do you know? All right, and don't talk as an Eagles fan.
I won't.
Try to remove that lens real quick.
Bro, I'm unbiased.
Are you taking based off of performance last season?
Mm-hmm.
And numbers aside, just eye test what you saw, context also, talent around them. Did you see Josh Allen have a better season than Carson Wentz? Did you see Jimmy Garoppolo have a better season than Carson Wentz? I mean, I just don't get the angle.
I saw greater team success from
49ers had the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, the 49ers had a better season as a team than the Eagles. The Bills had a better defensive season than the Eagles, but did I see, as far as quarterback play goes, Josh Allen, Jimmy Garoppolo outplay Carson Wentz? Hell no. I like I said earlier, this man put up basically identical stats to Dak Prescott.
With less talent.
With severely less talent.
Give Carson Wentz Ezekiel Elliott and watch what happens.
Put Carson Wentz in the pocket that the Cowboys' offensive line can create. And you think most of his magic happens outside the pocket. If he has time, get out of here. The throws he made, the highlights he had. Look up any top 100 fucking highlights from this season. Carson has at least 7 of them.
So okay, what do you agree with about this list then? If there's anything.
Shit, not much. Can I take a look at it?
Yeah. So you got Lamar Jackson as the best quarterback.
Lamar Jackson.
You have Michael Thomas as the best receiver. Christian McCaffrey as the best running back. George Kittle as the best tight end.
It's the list.
I don't get this list, bro.
I don't either.
Even more so. Okay. So we're not the only ones who had problems with this list.
Not at all.
Keenan Allen posted a tweet, and he was just not tolerating the disrespect.
He's sick
I'll be
of
real.
it.
I saw Devontae Adams also post a tweet thank you, I guess.
Yeah. What number was he? Do you know?
Keenan Allen, I believe, was 77. Yeah.
He said thanks, I guess.
Keenan Allen was 79.
That's disrespectful.
77, actually, because this list is a little pushed down.
No, I'm saying Devontae Adams. What was he?
Devontae Adams was 57, I believe.
57. And he said, okay, he thinks he should
He
be
was
higher.
like, yes, 57. I was right on that. Yeah, Devontae Adams is a top 5 receiver.
True.
Like,
How many receivers are above him?
Keenan Allen is that guy. Like, let's not get it twisted. So, my question to you is, how much do you agree with Keenan Allen's tweet? And if you haven't seen the tweet, I'm sure it's still available on Keenan Allen's Twitter. You're more than welcome to go.
You know, he added the wrong Chris Godwin.
That was hilarious. Chris Goodwin.
Goodwin. Like, imagine that white guy sitting at his computer and got a Twitter notification and NFL wide receivers calling him out.
And Chris Godwin said, yo, you're not better. I don't think you're better than that one or this one.
Yo.
So, like, there's smoke out here.
Clearly.
What's your stance on Keenan Allen's take? Is he better than the receivers he listed? I will let the audience do their own research on the tweet. Where is Keenan Allen ranked too low? Like, give me your Keenan Allen. Like, I want to have a good wide receiver discussion here.
This might be a hot take because I understand that stats speak for themselves. Numbers don't lie.
They don't, but they don't tell the full story.
That's what I'm saying. I'm more of an eyeball test kind of guy.
Yes.
My eyeball tells me Tyreek Hill is the fastest motherfucker in the league by far.
Great route runner as well.
Yeah.
His route running's underrated.
Same with Chris Godwin. Same with who else was on this? Mike Evans?
Yes, Mike Evans. I believe he added Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Tyreek Hill.
I don't take any of those guys over Keenan Allen. And you can look at the stats and you can tell me to go to hell. I'll take a shot for it right now, honestly. Fuck it. Wait.
Before you take, I don't think you have to take a shot yet. I'm gonna let you finish though. So finish and then I'll decide.
Because when you look at Keenan Allen and just the things he could do, right? The route running, he checks that list. Separation, possibly best in the league as far as separation goes. That's checked off. Speed, okay, he's not the fastest guy in the league.
He's not.
But guys like Larry Fitzgerald has proven you don't need speed to make it in this league.
And what does Larry Fitzgerald have that not really anyone else has? Extreme jumping ability and
hands.
Maybe the best hands in NFL history.
More tackles than drops in his career.
Maybe the best hands in NFL history. So I mean, I'm like, you're putting Keenan Allen in some very elite company.
All I'm saying is he can make spectacular catches. He can route niggas. He can create separation from corners. Pretty much I've never seen a corner like shut him down for a game. If he's having a bad game, it's literally because he's just having a bad game.
When Antonio Gates was on the team, was Keenan Allen still the best receiver on the team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like the deep threat still.
Okay. Keenan Allen. You're not completely wrong.
I don't think so.
But you're also not completely right. Your route running is elite. I've seen you literally spin cornerbacks around, elite cornerbacks. I think there was a play that happened a couple years ago where he literally turned Richard Sherman completely around. Richard Sherman is an elite corner.
Elite.
At the same time, do I think Keenan Allen's ability has been limited by his quarterback play throughout the years? Yes.
Facts.
At the same time, can we agree Phillip Rivers is an above-average quarterback? I'm not going to say elite.
I'll give him above average.
I'm not going to say elite.
Like, I don't think the Colts do much this season behind Phillip Rivers.
Well, that's another topic for another time. Mike Evans is a significantly better receiver than Keenan Allen. So
really?
I just need players to understand the role that they play. I understand that you believe, like, everyone should believe that they're the best. I'm with the mentality. That mentality is beautiful, and it creates a better game of football, a more entertaining game of football. I don't see anything Keenan Allen does better than Mike Evans. I really don't. Chris Godwin has only been 3 years in the league, and his touchdown numbers are already comparable to Keenan Allen's. So
I mean, when you're
just based off trajectory, Chris Godwin is going to be a better receiver. Okay, I'm willing to predict this coming season than Keenan Allen.
If Keenan Allen is in the Bruce Arians offense, you don't see him putting up those numbers?
That's not an argument I'm even willing to entertain.
Why is that?
I'm not going to play that.
We do it in basketball.
Do we, though?
Yeah, because
when do we really do that?
The basis of your argument for saying KD is a better scorer than James Harden is the fact that James Harden is in a Mike D'Antoni offense, which allows him to take 30-plus shots a game.
Okay.
That's one of your strongest arguments, correct?
But, okay, then my question then would be, what offensive system has Keenan Allen been put in that was different than Chris Godwin's? Do the Chargers not air the ball out more than they run? Like,
I don't believe. Well, in years past, I believe they integrated Austin Eckler a lot into their offense.
Okay.
And Melvin Gordon.
okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Those, like, what running back out in Tampa is getting their touches like that? Peyton Barber.
Understandably so, but what quarterback was throwing the ball to Chris Godwin and Mike Evans that was better than Phillip Rivers?
Oh, so you're saying the quarterback play was better?
Receivers are completely dependent on their quarterback. Less so than their offensive system. In basketball, you're scoring.
I can point to fucking Jameis Winston's stats to tell you that
Right,
story. If he's throwing 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns, that just means he's airing the shit out.
Exactly. Let's look at the whole story. The stats.
You got to catch some of those.
But the ball isn't always making it into the receiver's hands. I think we could also say Phillip Rivers is an extremely more accurate quarterback than Jameis Winston.
Yeah, obviously.
So I'm just like Keenan Allen isn't beating you deep. He's beating you in the intermediate to short routes because of, like you said, his ability to create separation, the route running. When a good cornerback takes that away, give me Mike Evans' hands over Keenan Allen's. Give me Mike Evans' jumping ability over Keenan Allen's. Absolutely. If I'm on the
I've
1
seen
yard
Keenan
line,
Allen high point some balls.
if
now.
I'm on the 1 yard line, I'm not the only route I think Keenan Allen's going to get off is either a slant or like a drag. Like, Keenan Allen's not winning the fade route.
Keenan Allen doesn't win the fade route?
He's not winning the fade route. He's not winning the fade route.
I think you're misinformed, sir.
I'm not, bro. All right. I don't even want, let's keep it with the eyeball test.
Okay.
I've seen Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin all put together great season. Tyreek Hill as well. I'll throw him in there.
I think Keenan Allen might be stronger than Mike Evans, too.
In terms, just pure strength.
Yeah, pure strength. I've seen him snatch balls from
I disagree.
corners.
I disagree from the sense that, my main argument here is that Keenan Allen made a compelling point by saying that he's better than these receivers. I just don't agree with it. He's in the same league as these receivers, but you haven't done anything to me to prove that you're better than these receivers, because these receivers have been they've been subjected to less than average quarterback play from not only Jameis Winston, and this is less on Chris Godwin and more on Mike Evans, but Mike Glennon, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, when was Keenan Allen ever
when was Keenan Allen Ryan Fitzmagic?
Bro, when was Keenan Allen ever subjected to less than average quarterback play? Because I'm pretty sure the only quarterback he's ever had in his career is Phillip Rivers.
We're not talking about quarterback.
Phillip Rivers doesn't get hurt.
We're not talking about quarterback. Look.
But
You
miss
miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Okay.
So if you're taking all in the Bruce in the process of a Bruce Arians offense, when you're airing the ball out like you do, there's gonna be picks and there's gonna be touchdowns. I'm saying throw Keenan Allen in that offense where you just allow him to go out and grab passes all game. You don't think he puts up those numbers? Because he's already putting them up in an offense that isn't really reliant on
watch what Tom Brady does with these guys. Now that these guys Mike Evans and Chris Godwin specifically, they finally
I think their numbers go down.
Elite quarter. What?
I think they do.
What are you talking about?
First of all, we're not gonna act like Tom Brady doesn't have his favorite target ever in Gronkowski. You don't think Gronk is gonna be an integral part of that offense?
How many interceptions did Jameis Winston throw last year?
30. What does that have to do with anything?
Does Tom Brady gonna throw nearly that many?
That's not what I'm saying.
Those interceptions turn into drives. Those interceptions turn into touchdowns, dude. Like, you decrease the amount of turnovers that Jameis Winston had, those turn into points.
Hot take, I don't think Tom Brady gets 30 touchdowns this year. I don't. How can I take a shot for something that ain't even happened yet?
Because you're talking out of your fucking ass.
All right, nigga, I'm gonna see you week 16.
Bro, here's the thing, though. Like, you might, but also, I'm willing to guarantee right now that, let me state some facts. Tom Brady had one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL last year.
But it wasn't the worst.
It was bottom 5, which we can agree is one of the worst.
Okay. Carson had a worse
Julian
one.
Edelman led the league in drops. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, even Scotty Miller, they're not going to lead the league in drops. Tom Brady is now elevated. All right, let me also rephrase this. Tom Brady was known for elevating lesser talent. Yes, in a Bill Belichick system, but now in a Bruce Arians air raid system with a team surrounded by dangerous weapons, some of the best receivers in the league, Tom Brady will not only throw for, I'm willing to say, 30-plus touchdowns, he will throw less than 10 interceptions this year, just like he did last year. Because I believe I said he threw 12. He threw 8 interceptions last year with no receivers, with everyone dropping balls, creating no separation. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady will elevate the Bucs. He will elevate Mike Evans. He will elevate Chris Godwin. Rob Gronkowski, we've already seen what he can do with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And the year off, Rob Gronkowski, to me, is the exception in the rule that a year off helped him. It didn't help Le'Veon. It's not going to help Antonio Brown. We haven't talked about it yet, but like we can kind of mention that later. But time off will help Rob Gronkowski because he's lost some weight. He's gotten healthier with his eating habits. Mm-hmm. He's going to be elevated by Tom Brady's cerebral mentality. My point is, Tom Brady will elevate the Bucs. He will prove to you, specifically you, that he is not washed. Like, he's ready to come. The receivers are better. He is going to lessen the mistakes, increase touchdown opportunities, increase drive, time of possession. What are you talking about? Like, what are you really talking about right now?
I'm not arguing that he's washed. I just don't think he's going to perform at the rate you think he's going to.
With the receivers that he has, why wouldn't I think that?
I mean, when you look at Brady in his career and the way he operates, and look, I'm not trying to disrespect someone who has fucking 7 rings right now. 6. Going for 7. Yeah, he's going for number 7. I'm not going to disrespect him. But nothing about his game tells me that he's going to get thrown into an offense like that and just, flourish.
Is Rob Gronkowski an upgrade from Matt Lacoste, yes or no?
I mean, obviously, but he's had Rob.
Is Mike Evans an upgrade from Julian Edelman, yes or no?
All right.
Is Chris Godwin an upgrade from Mohamed Sanu, yes or no?
Okay, and
come on, bro. Let's just I understand we run a podcast and sometimes you got to get some shit off, but I saw Jameis Winston throw 30-plus interceptions last year.
We all did.
I saw their drives get killed, get limited by his mistake-prone type of play. Tom Brady is conservative compared to Jameis Winston.
Okay, so
Tom Brady is conservative in general. He's going to make the right throw every time.
But that's kind of a good way to look at it, because don't you think that if it's not there, then what? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I'm saying Jameis Winston threw 30 picks. Not every pass was completely terrible. It was just such a small window. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Tom Brady
can make every throw Jameis Winston can make.
You think who has a bigger arm, Jameis Winston or Tom Brady?
Jameis Winston.
Okay. That
all right,
Brady's never been known for the deep ball.
Bro, but
and that's half of the Bruce Arians offense.
Jameis Winston really making down the field that changed the game. Most of the throws he was making down the field ended up in fucking picks.
we're not gonna act like Jameis Winston didn't make some pretty impressive passes this year. Granted, he threw 30 picks, but he made some
professional quarterback. He's a professional quarterback.
Don't do that because I didn't see. Don't do that because I didn't see fucking Mason Rudolph or fucking Duck Hodges make any.
Those are backup professional quarterbacks.
Oh,
so he's all right, fine.
Jameis Winston's a backup this year,
but he's a starting.
Jameis Winston's not a starter this year.
Okay,
he's coming off the bench with Drew Brees,
which I think is great for him. He's finally going to be able to learn some football, understand routes a little bit more, understand defense a little bit more. But with all that being said, his experience limited the Bucs because he was willing to take those chances that Tom Brady knows you can't take. Come on, bro.
I guess we don't see.
All right, back to the whole receiver thing, because I actually really want to get into the nitty gritty of it. I want to get into the X's and O's a little bit, not too much, because we might have some lesser knowledgeable listeners, viewers, whatever the case may be. I want to explain to the people why Keenan Allen isn't as good of a receiver as Mike Evans, as Chris Godwin,
as
Tyreek Hill. Like I said, he had a point in what he said. Every player has a right to believe they are the best in the league. Mm-hmm. But let's take stats aside. Let's just go straight off of eyeball test. Even though stats tell a pretty compelling argument as to why Mike Evans and Tyreek Hill are better than Keenan Allen. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to go off of eye test.
I mean, if you
when has Keenan Allen made a play that actually changed the game for the Chargers? That actually like helped them like reach their end goal of a win or really change the course of a game?
I'm not going to say here.
I can point to moments where these other receivers did that immediately. Off the top of my head. Keenan Allen is just, he's going to help you get down the field. It's just, he's not that playmaker to me. Like Tyreek Hill is a playmaker. Chris Godwin is a playmaker, even with a lesser talented quarterback like
Keenan Allen's not a playmaker?
No.
That's tough.
He's not. He's a possession receiver.
That's tough.
He's a possession receiver. He's going to get you down the field. He'll get you a little 8 yards here. Keenan Allen is Jarvis Landry 2.0. Tyreek Hill is elite. He got the speed. He also can run great routes. Chris Godwin is elite. He has speed. He can run great routes. He has amazing hands, as does Tyreek Hill. Mike Evans doesn't have the speed. That's why I put him and Keenan Allen more in the same argument. But the jumping ability, the ability to put points on the board, the ability to change a game like that, I don't see that with Keenan Allen. I don't see it.
I checked out when you said that Jarvis Landry was better than Keenan Allen.
I didn't say he was better. Get closer to the fucking mic. I said that he is Jarvis Landry 2.0, which means he is actually an upgrade from Jarvis Landry, but they are the same receiver, essentially.
That doesn't make sense.
All right.
No, it doesn't. So wait.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So you're saying you're taking Keenan Allen over Jarvis Landry?
Yeah.
But Keenan Allen's only...
So Jarvis Landry is a poor man's Keenan Allen. How about that?
But Keenan Allen is only slightly better than Jarvis? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
That's fucked. That take is fucked.
Stop.
No, it is. It's very disrespectful, by the way, on Keenan Allen's part.
I mean, when Jarvis Landry was with Miami, how many seasons did he have over 100-plus catches? Like, the average yards per completion, I believe, is, like, very similar. Like, they are winning routes based on route running, not on speed. They're catching balls based on hands, not on being open, like creating, like Keenan Allen creates separation better than Jarvis Landry. This is why I give him the edge. But what does Keenan Allen do better than Jarvis Landry? Jarvis Landry also returns punts. Keenan Allen doesn't do that. I'm not trying to sit here and say Jarvis Landry's better, but
Julio, no big body receiver returns punts. So what are you talking about?
Keenan Allen's not big body. What are you talking about?
Is he not 6'2"?
Julio Jones is 6'4". Like,
any receiver taller name a receiver taller than 6 foot that's returning punts.
Odell Beckham.
Odell is like 5'9".
Odell's like 5'11", 6 foot. Bro.
Don't do that. Fact check that. Take a shot. Pour your shot while he looks it up. Cause
at the same, bro, all I'm gonna say is
Odell
that,
is 6 foot. Odell wish he was 6 foot.
Dude, I'm just like, Keenan Allen, just stop it, bro. Like, you're elite. Like, I get it, but like, just stop it. Like, so are you taking Keenan Allen or Devontae Adams?
Okay, Odell's 5'11".
They're around the same height. All right, 5'11". I'm sorry, 5'11".
With cleats on.
Fair. All right, unfair comparison. Keenan Allen or who did I just say? Fuck. I just said someone. Keenan Allen or just think. Oh, Devontae Adams.
Okay, Devontae Adams. That's different.
Not same height.
Devontae Adams is different though.
Bro, but look, so why is Keenan Allen putting himself in the category with these guys? Because I put Mike Evans in the same category. Look.
Keenan Allen didn't say Devontae Adams' name. He didn't say Julio Jones' name. He didn't say DeAndre Hopkins' name. He knows where his lane is. The guys he listed, I don't think he does know where his lane is. I think he can make an argument that he's better than all those.
He has a point to make.
So
every receiver in the NFL does, is every player in professional sports. So you have a right to believe you're the best. You gotta
end of the game.
Let's just get realistic with the shit.
End of the game, you need to score. You're probably like maybe 40 yards away.
40 yards?
40 yards.
So I'm on the other 40-yard line.
You need someone to get to the back of the end zone for the Hail Mary.
Yeah, give me my options, please. Give me my options.
Tariq Hill? No, simple. Tariq Hill or fucking
Keenan Allen. Tyreek Hill.
Why is that?
Because he's going to burn him.
You expect 5'3".
You know why? Because I have an actual play I can pull up. Patrick Mahomes against the Ravens, not this past season, but the year before. When Patrick Mahomes just threw the fucking ball up and hoped Tyreek Hill would be there to catch it. Guess who was there to catch it?
All right.
Guess who was there to catch it? Oh, yeah, you guessed it, audience. Tyreek fucking Hill. When The Buccaneers played against the Giants. Not saying the Giants are an impressive team defensively. And people were in.
They're not.
You should know well about this because I traded for Mike Evans before this Giants game in our fantasy league.
Oh, fuck. I
And
forgot
what did
about
Mike
that.
Evans do to that Giants defense? Shout out Sammy. Thanks for that trade, bro. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Come on,
Yo,
bro.
fantasy
Come
coming
on.
up this season?
Yo, Keenan. All right, let's put it in a fantasy perspective. Who are you taking in the draft? Mike Evans or Keenan Allen? Who are you taking in a draft? Yes, there are some other
This
things
season?
that matter. PPR, I get.
This season,
Yeah.
this season, I'm taking Keenan Allen.
You're a fucking cuck.
How?
You're a fucking cuck.
Yo.
I can't fuck with you, bro.
Yo.
I can't fuck with you.
So you expect me?
I can't fuck with you.
You
I can't
expect
fuck
me?
with
You expect me?
You be saying
no,
shit.
no. Hear me out. Hear me out.
You
Hear
be
me out.
saying shit.
No. So you expect me to go with the wide receiver that has a 40-year-old quarterback behind the helm?
Yes, because he is arguably the
Because
greatest
one or two
quarterback
things are
of all
gonna
time.
happen. They're either gonna game manage Brady so he doesn't overextend himself, or he is actually gonna get injured. So whatever it is you're trying to say, bro, I'm taking the quarterback that has a more run and gun offense. I'm taking the wide receiver that has more run and gun offense. Who's under center this season for the Chargers? Fucking
Either Tyrod Taylor or Justin Herbert.
I think it's gonna be Tyrod for majority of the season,
Yeah.
but
I would let Justin Herbert learn for a year.
yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely taking the younger team in the.
Whatever.
By all means,
You're.
I'll see you in fantasy then, nigga.
Yo, don't try me.
What's up?
I will go like 2 for 12 and only beat you.
You guys will be getting update. What'd you say?
Our fantasy league is elite. As the season gets closer, we will be giving you guys more updates on that.
Facts.
Also, our couple fantasy predictions. Our league is always very
And
intense.
fantasy tips, man. 'cause
I'm
I know-
actually looking really forward to our fantasy football discussions. But
Dope.
right now, we have more real things to discuss.
we should live stream the draft.
Great idea.
That'd be crazy.
You heard it here first. I swear we didn't talk
Tune
about
in.
that before.
Tune in.
We have more real things to discuss, bro. More real things. Yo, sports are great. Sports are great. I love it. Yo, NBA's back. Oh, fantasy football draft coming soon. NHL, MLB.
Hey, watch out, bro.
The soccer. I love soccer.
What's going on over here?
Yo, I get so excited. But, like, I love talking about the real shit.
All right.
So, Christoph, you're a whore. And the only reason I bring that up is
Why
not
you
to
say
shit-
that?
It's not to shit on you. It's not to shit on you.
All right.
It's actually just to bring about a larger point. So, we've talked about, we're guys. But for guys, I would say we're actually pretty PG rated. We don't like to tell each other our deepest, darkest sexual escapades.
Is that something
know-
that niggas get around and talk about?
Bro, yeah.
Do you,
Like, I enjoy telling y'all about my devious deeds.
But I'm the
not
whore.
enjoy
If
it.
I'm a
That was the wrong
whore-
word. I fuck with y'all having an interpretation of my sexual misdeeds.
if I'm a whore, you're a slut. Just know that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I'll change my bio. But the main reason I bring it up is because, okay, we had a debate. Which one is more intense? And I call you a whore for your reasoning, and I want you to break it down to our audience.
Oh my God. I gotta tell them.
Yeah, you do. We're trying to create content, all right? Okay, so when you are in bed with a woman, do you prefer, we'll start here, do you prefer slapping or choking?
You ever seen Radio? When he was in the little Waffle House, he was like both.
Both.
Nah, I'll take.
I need an answer, though.
Okay. No. Choking.
And why? I need a why.
Choking.
And
Choking.
why? Why? Like, what experience have you had with both that makes you think choking is better? Because I disagree.
Well,
completely.
slapping. It doesn't happen often. It got to be real heat in the moment type shit to want to take off on somebody in mid set, like. Like, that ass, like you know, a lot goes into a lot goes into a slap though. A lot goes into a slap. Like you gotta be real deal. Like you're locked in, and you're like, you know what? You know what really set this off? If I slap this bitch right now. But like, no, no. I didn't need to say it like that, but like, So it's like I prefer choking because like you could pretty much choke anybody. A slap, you like I feel like it has to be someone you've been fucking for a while.
Okay, fair.
Choking
fair.
is like it could be a one night stand and it's erotic.
Choking
type
is
shit.
definitely more universal.
Definitely. Everyone understands. Everyone understands that
Definitely.
language.
Even I mean, have you been choked before?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, to what degree? Like, because there's levels of choking. There's, okay, like, pain. Then there's like I'm crushing your windpipe.
I mean, I've
then
never.
There's like I'm sexually.
Honestly, I've never been with a woman that was capable of choking me out. So it's kind of like, you know, I've never been. It's never been to the point where it's uncomfortable. Like I've never had to like use my safety word or tap out.
Safety words. What are your best safety words? But I don't know what those are.
Buttered pecan is my.
That's too long. That's too long. You're
buttered
gonna
pecan.
pass out before you're able to say that.
Is it BP for short? Yo, I don't know.
Now I'm gonna think you're telling me I need some gas.
Yeah, no, but me on the other hand, I have gotten to the point where it's like I've made someone pass out before, and yes, you know, don't act surprised. Okay, so
Wait,
right.
choking them.
Choking them, yeah. I'll break it down. I know you're probably wondering how that even happened. Okay,
please
so
elaborate.
Because
I need a visual. I need an audio tour through this experience.
All right, bro, we're not making an erotic novel right now. I'm just gonna give y'all a simple run through of what happened. So
I'm away from the mic on this one.
So to make a very strange story short, I, was performing conolingus. Is that what it's called? Is that
exactly what it's called.
Yeah, there it is, conolingus, right? I was doing my thing, and I'm not gonna lie, when I eat the cat, I get very locked in. Like I don't tend to look up and make sure how she's doing, because I already know.
Selfish. Selfish.
I mean, I already know, but like it speaks for itself. But my hand strayed towards her neck, started choking her.
Can you please remember what you're talking about? Because I just need to say one thing.
What's good?
Out of all of us in like our podcast group, Daniel is the most sexually deviant of us all. I just want to put that out there. I just want to put that out there. When people listen to what Christoph is saying, understand we have niggas in this group chat who are more sexually deviant. That's all I want to say.
Dale's a fucking scumbag. I love it.
Continue. I can't have you be the only one on the hot seat right now.
But so I'm going down, choking her a while, and I'm assuming it's going well because I'm feeling a lot of squirming. So not much talking.
Very sexual word.
Not much. Yes, yeah. She was going crazy, but not much is being said. That's not what I'm paying attention to.
Yes.
So then it just stops, which I'm assuming she just like came and gave out. So then when I'm done, I look up, take my hand off her throat. She gone. She sleep.
Did you hear like a suction?
I don't know what happened. I just remember looking up and she was just like.
No,
like slump. Like I'm like, and then I'm like, babe. And then I got scared. I'm like, hey yo, I start slapping her face type shit. Okay. And then she wakes up. First thing out of her mouth is, damn nigga. I was like, what? I was like, what happened? I was like, are you good? Like, what's going on? She was like, I don't know. I just came and then passed out. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, what it is to be a woman.
Yo. And then for her to like that shit, like, that's some interesting. Wait, do I deserve that for that? I almost committed. So. That's almost a felony.
Stop.
If she dies, how do I explain that to the police?
Here's the thing. I think the sexual arousal led to the lack of oxygen
so she
to the airway.
I thought you were saying she came, so she passed out. Cause
I think that was a part of it.
Oh.
And I'm giving you props because
I only got to serve props for that. I mean, ladies, let us know.
Can I
like,
tell
is
you
that
a story I'm aware of?
What?
I'm aware of a woman who is with a man for over a year, and she's only came one time. So honestly, this message is for all the women out there who are sexually
Is this the mutual friend from
unsatisfied.
earlier? Like, is this the same guy? Is this all the same person?
No.
I gotta find him.
I switched up. This story is about a woman. I'm not gonna release her name.
Okay.
Her privacy is guaranteed on this podcast. She told actually my girlfriend a story about how she has like had sex with this guy so many times to the point where like she's just not sexually attracted to him anymore.
I don't think that's possible if you love somebody.
That's a debate.
You've been with your girl for 5 years. Is the sex ever
All right,
whack?
I'll be real. I'm first of all in love with my girlfriend. I'm not just trying to like. I'm actually in love with her. The sex is fucking amazing.
So you just made my point.
But here's the thing: if the sex wasn't amazing, actually, the sex was so amazing at the beginning that now I'm at the point where she could do whatever, and I'm still in love with her because now it's grown past sexual compatibility. But that still exists in our relationship.
I want you to define whatever.
What do you mean?
like you said she could do whatever to you. Like
okay. Without getting too graphic, like if we just in missionary.
If y'all could see how she's twirling her hair in confidence behind the camera right now, she like, mm-hmm.
All right, how about I put it like this? I wake up next to her, bad breath, hair undone and all, and I look forward to still fucking her.
That's the sweetest shit
How
I think.
about that?
That's the dirtiest, sweetest shit I've ever
How
heard in
about
my
that?
life.
And I'll be real, we understand each other's moves to the point, like, I'll be getting ready to get into my bag, and she'll just start, like, turning over already. Like, she knows the bag so well that, like, she starts helping me get into my bag. Like, she's like, oh, wait, shouldn't you be hitting it, like, to the right a little bit? And I'm like, oh, shit, you right. You feel me? So, like, yo, the chemistry is unbelievable. So it's like, I don't want to make it seem like every sexual relationship we talk about is, I don't want to say comparable, but it's like when you bring up my situation, you have to take into account the connection. Mm-hmm. Our connection leads to better sex. Our connection leads to better communicate. Like me and her just connect on a different level than I've seen most people. Yo, my dad is in a is in a shitty marriage, and like I see my connection as better than any connection he's ever had with his current wife. Like I've never really seen my mom in a relationship, but based on the relationship we have with my father and everything I know about it, like the connection I have with my woman is like just so much better. So is the sex great? Yeah, but also the connection is that much better. You know what I mean?
I don't. I'm single, remember?
Whore. Fucking whore.
I don't have a choice at this point, man. Man,
nah, man. But anything else you want to get into? Anything else you think we forgot about?
Man,
any last minute notes? Like, what's up?
No, sir, man. We covered it. We covered it.
Yeah, man. This has been episode 4 of the Behind the Logo podcast.
Y'all get it right, man.
Every Tuesday, we will be promoting a black-owned business, a black artist, a black creator. Just Tuesday is about blackness being equated to success the way, unfortunately, whiteness is equated to success now. We're all about promoting equality. We're all behind the Black Lives Matter movement. We're in love with everything that they're doing, and we just support everything that they're about. Every Tuesday, look forward to us sharing that on our Instagram. Go ahead and follow us, Behind the Logo on Instagram, Behind the Logo 23 on Twitter. Again, shout out to our SoundCloud viewers, shout out to our YouTube viewers. Look forward to getting.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, man. We need all the support.
Absolutely, subscribe.
We know y'all tune in. I see the views.
Subscribe, like, share, do comment, do all of that. Look forward to getting more content out to you. Look forward to reaching out to you on more platforms. This has been Behind the Logo, episode 4.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
What a world, what a world. Life is a bitch, what a girl, what a girl. I just wanna fuck her till we make her toes curl. We all on the